GM again, GM. Trade of the day. So I'm going to look through, let's go to a 4 hour chart, let's knock these off, and I'll scroll down through some alts, but first I'll go to total three. Nice, it'll dip down, trap some people, push back up, back above the 50. 50 is above 100, above 200. Looks good from that perspective. Are we seeing a nice invalidation of a head and shoulders here? That would be really nice, right? Where everyone calls doom and says it's over and it's so over, and we could see that get invalidated. Looks a little bit like Nvidia on the daily. If you go to Nvidia daily, same kind of thing. Head and shoulders gets invalidated, pushes up. So that might be what happens to alts. If total three did that, that'd be really nice, just on a lower time frame. To me, that would mean a pump, but then not breaking resistance and then consolidating up in this area before a breakout. That'd be just mega bullish. Total two, so everything excluding Bitcoin, even stronger, already pushing up to that point. So I think this, these are not the signs of bearish charts. So market's looking pretty good from that perspective. And let's take a scroll through some of the alts and see what's going on. ETH, really nice. So attempting to flip this resistance into support, broke out above it, holding there. I mean, ETH looks like it's ready to hit those highs today. Sol lagging a little bit. Sol just needs to cool off, I think, and push up to the top end of the range, but probably not break out. Arbitrum has swept out a lot of liquidity. I think it really needs to get a move up here just to start recovering and building a base. Pepe, not much. Stacks. DYDX pretty strong. DYDX looking really nice. Didn't dip very deep, but quite a nice under-over forming here. Pretty textbook under-over here on DYDX. You can see this previous swing high. Take some of this shit off. This is all, the blue zone is all the top right corner of the box that we were in previously. So DYDX is spending some time consolidating up here. Has flipped that. That's looking pretty good, to be honest. That's looking pretty good. Let's see how it can move from here. But overall, if the market remains bullish, DYDX is looking solid. That's a solid reversal candle on a 4 hour. Celestia, less so. Celestia needs to probably build up a bit more energy here. Bitcoin Cash, not much. Ripple, not much. Arbitrum, Matic, Sui. In fact, I'm going to look at RSI on some of these because I don't look at RSI very often, but let's look at some momentum. So Ripple has had a full reset back to the 30. Ripple's reset. Arbitrum's reset. Matic has reset. Sui has reset and bounced quite nicely. And so there's many of these coins that have had pretty nice RSI resets. Now, there's not many bull divs here on the 4 hour, right? It's making lower lows on the RSI. Not that you don't need bull divs necessarily. BNB building up really nicely. That I think BNB can rip faces once it gets moving, gets back above its 200 day, which is in around here. And I actually do have a trade lined up on BNB, so I guess that'll be trade of the day. I actually intend to buy BNB higher. So I don't want to guess this breakout because it could easily break down. But I think if BNB gets back above 242, that's would be first entry. Then above 245, I'll be looking to get in more. And I think when it does start to move, it can rip. Right? I think BNB can move quite fast when it goes, if it gets bullish momentum. Again, as it's back below all these MAs and is sitting here like this could be impulse correction to go lower. So I wouldn't call it, pumping yet. It needs to reclaim 242. That would be pretty decisive. And that would set up quite a nice move for BNB. If it can do that, and if you go and look at the data for BNB, I haven't checked in on it in a little while. And we'll see, yeah, open interest still built up. And so we had a lot of long liquidations here. But the OI build-up from before the flush has held. So these big positions that were accumulated, and you can tell that this isn't like retail aping, this is like bigger positions, they're still open. And so if all those positions opened and then we had an aggressive flush, 271 to 227, like that's a 20%, 15% down move, 17%, right? So leverage has been flushed. So whoever's left open positions is low leverage or no leverage. Now, funding has spiked up again, so it seems like maybe people are chasing into this, which would give me a bit of cause for concern. But funding flipped negative just there. Like last night, it actually flipped negative briefly. So BNB could potentially be setting up a squeeze. You know, everyone's got bearish on it, and they're like, "Oh, CZ gone is bad." And on the face of it, yes, CZ gone is not great, but it's not catastrophic either. So that's probably the main area of focus I would have if the market starts moving. Like outside of Bitcoin, I think BNB probably has one of the better setups if it can push higher. So that'll be my focus for what I'm looking at over the next few days. If BNB can start to move up, if the market moves up, like if Bitcoin breaks out to 38, 39, I think BNB is one of the better performers to follow it. That would be my current view. And so I'll take that as trade of the day, GM. See you all later on the live stream.